On July 27, 1941, a crowd of 4,500 spectators gathered at Clover Field in Santa Monica, California, to witness the maiden flight of a top-secret Army Air Corps prototype. Newsreels at the time called the 82-ton aircraft a sky monster, and it was unlike anything seen before. The aircraft was the Douglas XB-19 prototype, and its massive size would test the boundaries of aviation engineering. Hello, this is Russell, and welcome to Anything History. I love this pre-war era of innovation before World War II. Engineers and designers were tasked with creating machines that were on the leading edge of innovation. Some, like the B-17, were successful, while others, like the Spruce Goose or the XB-19, were obsolete before they were completed. Although these failures were essentially high-stakes research and engineering development projects, they demonstrated what was possible and influenced post-war design. To really understand the engineering behind the XB-19, we need to look at the scale of the aircraft. Measuring 132 feet in length, with a massive 212-foot wingspan, the aircraft weighed a staggering 162,000 pounds on takeoff. These dimensions placed it in a league of its own, as it was nearly twice the size of a B-17 Flying Fortress and 30% larger than the B-29 Super Fortress. It remained the undisputed king of size until the Convair B-36 took its place in 1946. Building such a Titan required Douglas to solve problems that had never existed before. Designed as a long-range bomber, the aircraft featured a double-deck fuselage to accommodate a crew of up to 18. It was equipped with 18 emergency exits and internal wing passageways, allowing flight engineers to access the engines to perform repairs while in flight. The weight of the XB-19 was perhaps the greatest challenge, particularly regarding the landing gear. In order to accommodate the weight, the tires were massive. Each 24-ply tire measured 96 inches in diameter, and the main wheel assembly weighed 2,700 pounds. Engineers realized that these massive tires could not be retracted into the wings like a traditional bomber. Leaving the large wheel partially exposed in the wing would have shortened the aircraft's 7,750-mile range by hundreds of miles. To solve this problem, Douglas engineers created a completely retractable landing gear system that tucked the massive wheels into the airframe, similar to the landing system of a much smaller fighter aircraft. On paper, the XB-19 was designed with formidable offensive and defensive capabilities. It was engineered to carry up to 36,000 pounds of bombs. For defense, the aircraft was bristling with a total of 13 guns, including two 37mm cannons, 5 50 caliber machine guns, and 6 30 caliber machine guns. However, by the time the bomber flew, military officials acknowledged that the 37mm and 30 caliber guns would be of little practical use in modern combat. Another issue with the XB-19 was that it was severely underpowered. While engineers originally slated the liquid-cooled Allison V3420 engine for the design, production delays forced a pivot to 4 air-cooled Wright R3350s. Although each of the 3350s produced 2,000 horsepower, they were notoriously prone to overheating. To compensate, the massive craft had to fly with its cooling flaps open, generating immense drag that crippled the already marginal performance of the engine. The XB-19 was born from a 1935 specification. But by 1941, the 6-year development cycle had rendered the aircraft a flying fossil. Aviation technology had moved so fast that the aircraft was considered obsolete before its completion. In 1938, Douglas Aircraft actually requested to cancel the project, fearing it was a money pit that drained resources from vital projects like the DC-3 and the Dauntless Dive Bomber. Reportedly, Douglas eventually had to absorb $1 million of the $2.5 million construction cost. While the XB-19 never saw combat, it served as an invaluable flying laboratory. The data gathered from its flights directly informed the development of subsequent long-range bombers like the B-29 and the B-36. After serving as a cargo carrier in 1944, the XB-19 was retired to Davis-Monthan Airfield in Arizona and was finally scrapped in 1950, marking the end of a truly pioneering aviation experiment. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. And if you made it this far, you might enjoy this video on the development of the World War II DUKW.